Most gardeners don't realize they're wasting time on the wrong vegetables. Not because those crops taste bad, but because seed companies stock shelves with what ships well, not what actually grows best in real gardens. The result? You end up babysitting fussy plants that demand constant attention, suffer from endless diseases, and give you disappointing yields. Today, we're flipping that script. These are 10 crops that outperform the mainstream options, require less work, and solve problems you didn't even know you had. Number 10, acacia instead of cucumbers. Cucumbers are dramatic. Powdery mildew, constant trellising, bitter fruits, and half the population can't even digest them properly. You spend the whole season playing plant nurse, hoping the harvest justifies the effort. Achocha, on the other hand, grows like the cucumber's competent cousin who actually read the manual. It thrives as far north as Zone 5, produces crunchy fruits with a flavor between cucumber and snap pea, and stays productive without collapsing mid-season from fungal disasters. Raw, it's crisp and refreshing. Cooked, it tastes like roasted green pepper. And here's the bonus. Achocha has a long history in Andean traditional medicine. The fruits support digestion and blood purification. The seeds can be brewed into a tea that helps lower blood pressure. And the leaves are used for anti-inflammatory ointments. It doesn't cross with cucumbers or squash, so seed saving is effortless. If cucumbers give you gut trouble or garden grief, achocha solves both. Number 9, yacon instead of apple or pear trees. Fruit trees sound romantic until you realize you're committing to years of pruning, pests, ladders, and waiting half a decade for a real harvest. Yacon gives you the same crisp, sweet snacking experience in a single season, and it's perennial in zones 8 and up. The storage roots taste like a blend of apple, pear, and watermelon, with a juicy crunch that gets sweeter after curing. The plant is huge and productive, but only needs a few feet of space. No ladders, no long-term commitment, no waiting years. Nutritionally, yacon is loaded with FOS, a prebiotic fiber that feeds good gut bacteria, helps regulate blood sugar, and may support weight management. The leaves make an antioxidant-rich tea used traditionally for diabetes and inflammation. Just remember, yacon propagates from crown pieces, not the big tubers you eat. Save the crowns and you're set for years. Number 8, udo instead of asparagus. Asparagus demands patience. 3 years of waiting before you get a decent harvest, and even then the window is short. Udo is the perennial that fixes all of that. It grows in zones 4 to 9, sends up tender spring shoots similar to asparagus, and becomes productive much faster. The shoots have a mild, slightly nutty flavor perfect for stir-fries, tempura, or eating raw. Udo is common in Japan and Korea as a seasonal mountain vegetable, but it never caught on in Western gardens. It's vigorous, cold-hardy, and once established, it produces for years with almost no maintenance. If asparagus feels like a long-term relationship you didn't sign up for, udo is the upgrade. Number 7, skirret instead of carrots and parsnips. Carrots are picky. If your soil isn't deep, loose, and rock-free, they fork, twist, and turn into frustration. Parsnips are even slower and fussier. Skirret, a forgotten European root crop, grows where carrots sulk. It's perennial, sweet, and nutty, like a cross between carrot and potato. The roots aren't uniform, which is why they disappeared from commercial agriculture. But in a home garden, that doesn't matter. Plant it once and it keeps producing year after year. Historically called sugar root, skirret was used as a natural sweetener and for digestive and liver health. If you want a sweet root crop without the soil drama, skirret is the answer. Number 6, oca instead of potatoes. Potatoes come with a list of problems. Blight, beetles, scab, hilling, and constant pest management. Oca, a vibrant Andean tuber, avoids most of those issues and offers more nutrition, including vitamin C, potassium, iron, and even tryptophan. The trick is understanding its timing. Oca is day-length sensitive. It doesn't form tubers in summer. It bulks up in fall when days shorten. Most people plant it like potatoes and assume it failed. But once you understand the photo period, OCA becomes one of the most productive backup starches you can grow. Number 5. Croissants instead of gourmet weirdness. If you want something truly unique, skip the purple carrots and striped tomatoes. Croissants, also called Chinese artichokes, produce tiny, crunchy, segmented tubers with a nutty artichoke-like flavor. Chefs love them, but almost nobody grows them. They're perennial, easy, and can be harvested all winter. They don't ship well, which is why supermarkets ignore them, but in a home garden, they're a low-effort delicacy. Number 4. Caucasian spinach instead of regular spinach. Spinach hates heat, bolts quickly, and struggles in shade. Caucasian spinach, Publitzia, fixes all of that. It's a perennial climbing green that thrives in partial shade and survives extreme cold, even down to minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It produces tender, mild leaves early in spring when nothing else is ready. It climbs instead of sprawling, making it perfect for small gardens. If you're tired of spinach that quits the moment summer arrives, this is your new favorite green. Number 3. Keltus instead of lettuce. Lettuce is mostly water. Celtus, grown for its thick, crunchy stem, is the upgrade. The stem tastes like a mix of celery and asparagus. With leaves you can also eat. It's nutrient-dense, rich in vitamins A, C, and K, and used in Chinese cuisine for stir-fries, pickles, and salads. Most gardeners think it bolted and failed, but that tall stem is exactly what you want. Lettuce is the scam, Keltus is the real vegetable. Number 2. Mashua instead of sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes need heat and long seasons. Mashua, another Andean tuber, forms its harvest in fall when days shorten. Raw, it's peppery. Cooked, it becomes mild and earthy. It's high in vitamin C, protein, and antioxidants, and has a long history in traditional medicine as an anti-inflammatory and natural antibiotic. Understand the photo period, and Mashua becomes one of the easiest high-yield tubers you can grow. Number 1. Ground cherries instead of tomatoes. Tomatoes are high-maintenance divas. Ground cherries are the opposite, low-effort, self-seeding, and incredibly productive. Their husks protect the fruit, reducing disease and damage. The flavor is a tropical mix of pineapple, mango, and tomato. Sweet, tangy, and addictive. They're rich in vitamins A and C and antioxidants, and they grow themselves once established. If tomatoes exhaust you, ground cherries will feel like cheating.